And of course, as always, welcome back. So this is once again the Go2Chef Live. You know, one of the things I've said in previous broadcasts is that I'm looking to try and do something, every Wednesday and Saturday. So, uh, without further ado, let's fix this blurriness going on. Doo doo. Hello. Hold on. 2 seconds. Much better. I don't know. Sometimes these cameras are funky like that, so I do apologize that technology is not the world's greatest thing. Eek, wrong way. There we go. Cool. Now that we can all relatively see that we're gonna go ahead and not have such a blurry camera, I think I've got everything fixed. Let's go ahead and just get into some things today, okay? Got a lot of well, don't have a lot going on today, but we do have some food news that's available. A couple new articles that came out. Read them. I'll kind of give you all the breakdown and the gist of it, and then I don't really have any interesting food trends or anything to talk about today. It's going to be a very short episode, but that's all right. So we'll go ahead and give this a second for people to hop on board if they want to, and we'll just kind of go from there with it. Right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. Hopefully, people will come up as we go throughout this broadcast today. Okay. And, for anyone that chooses to come watch this after the fact, what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to figure out a way to put out like this schedule so y'all can see what's going on and when. Um, Still trying to figure out some things with YouTube and whatnot in those regards, but we'll get there. Anyways, first up on the deck. Okay, in interesting food news today, right? Taco Bell is looking to roll out a retro menu that relives some of its most classic items from its 62-year history. Currently, they've rolled out this menu, and it's in three Southern California restaurants, right? So if you live in California, if you watch this, go check it out, right? Otherwise, before the end of the year, the chief marketing officer has talked about getting these menu items out, right? And some of the menu items that have been proposed to go on this menu, and I'm not sure if this is the official menu yet, so bear with me here. Is the tostada that was debuted from the 1960s here at Taco Bell. Okay, part of this retro menu. Thank you for anyone just joining. Okay. Um, they have a green burrito, and their green burrito is a burrito that is it's filled with refried beans, crunchy onions, shredded cheddar, and it's got a green sauce that's made from green chilies, tomatillos, and jalapenos. So one of the other menu items, I know when this went away, but I remember seeing something about it from Taco Bell is the Mexi Melt. They're looking at bringing that back for the retro menu for this year by the end of the year. Okay, and that was one with Monterey Jack mozzarella cheeses, ground beef, pico. So I'll be interested to see which of these retro items come back next. Now I know they have gorditas. I haven't seen. You can order something like this still today, somewhat in the form of a chalupa, but the beef gordita supreme. Now I remember having the beef gordita when I was a kid, but they've got the beef gordita that they're looking at bringing back this year as well. Also, another thing that Taco Bell is looking to bring back is caramel apple empanada. All right, so that's looking at something else that they're looking at bringing back on their retro menu. So, to kind of give you a quick recap here, Taco Bell's looking at bringing back some retro items from its 62-year history menu. And some of these items are including, but not limited to, the tostada, the green burrito, the Mexi melt, the beef gordita supreme, and the caramel apple empanada. So just some interesting food news coming out of Taco Bell for y'all today. Okay. Another thing that is coming up that's interesting is on food news. We're looking at, um, in fact, Wendy's actually is looking at offering free kids meals to help people and parents with saving money for back to school. Okay. Now, apparently, how this works is you have to order a combo meal at Wendy's to get the kids meal free. So, if you have kids, and you want them to eat for free at Wendy's, make sure you just order a combo meal. Apparently, the deal is going to end on September 2nd. So, this isn't, um, this isn't paid promotion by Wendy's by any stretch. This is just food news that I've scrounged up over the last couple of days here for everybody. So, but the interesting catch on this, and this seems to be kind of a popular thing nowadays, and I could talk a little bit more about this here in a moment, is that apparently to get this deal, you have to order the kids meal through the app, and I think that's, oops, I may have gone too far for you on that. There we go. And I think that's interesting because, we got to do the app here. I think that's interesting. A lot of food places I've noticed, and quite frankly, I'm quite the connoisseur of eating out. Unfortunately, my pocketbook doesn't like it as much as my stomach does. But a lot of places, like a lot of these food places, to get some of these specials, I've noticed are doing food apps. Like you have to order it to get like a free double cheeseburger, or to get this deal or that deal. You have to order it through the app, and I find that really interesting because I'm not sure I like having so many of these apps on my phone. I mean, I like savings, don't get me wrong. So I'm willing to, say download the McDonald's app. But at the same time, I think it's getting kind of out of hand having to have so many apps to order this food. And then and in addition, some of these deals don't translate if you're ordering, say, off Uber Eats or DoorDash or, I can't remember the name of the other one, but you get what I'm saying. Like these food delivery apps, they're not carrying these deals and promotions over. So would I'm trying to, one of the things I think about on this is where's the actual value coming in from ordering off these food apps? Um, because not everyone's gonna think, oh, I'm gonna just order off the app, roll up to the drive-through window, grab my food, and go, or whatever the case may be. So, um, I'd like to see what anyone here thinks about this ordering off the food app and whatnot. Um, because I give you an example, like McDonald's, it has a deal going on in my area where if our Major League Baseball team hits a double, the next day we can get a double cheeseburger for free, so long as we order, like another food item or something. Which I mean is okay, but I don't always remember to go into the app to order my food. So, chat's open. Give me your thoughts here on what you think about ordering all this food from all these apps. Uh, Sometimes I think it's a little bit out of hand, but hey, that's just my opinion on the matter. Okay, so all right, chat's open as I was mentioning earlier. So if you got questions, please drop them in the chat. Otherwise, I don't have too much more in food in that going on today. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a couple pieces of fun food trivia. Give it like a moment to see if anyone hops on, asks questions, and then I'll be off here pretty quick today. All right. So here's a fun food trivia. I did a video on this one. Okay. Chocolate chip cookies were actually invented by accident in 1938. Ruth Wakefield, Ruth Wakefield actually added broken pieces into her cookie dough because she was expecting to melt and they didn't. Now, if you don't know who Ruth Wakefield is, Ruth Wakefield is a former American chef. She was around from 1903 to 1977, and she made a lot of big contributions to like into how we know culinary today. Okay, um, she's credited with starting Toll House cookies. Um, anyways, so so when she made her chocolate chip cookies by accident, it's actually been reported that she ended up selling the rights to the chocolate chip cookie recipe to Nestle for $1, just to have recipe rights for life. Okay. From what I've gathered in my research into it, Ruth Wakefield was not, in it for the money. She wanted everyone to have access to it. So where Nestle had the ability to go ahead and mass produce, and she didn't, she sold the chocolate chip cookie recipe to Nestle for $1, and boom, there you go. Chocolate chip cookies kind of went around, and now everyone's got their slight variation on how chocolate chip cookies work. But that's some fun food history for you, and a little bit of fun food trivia, kind of on top of all that. All right, I did a video on it, and when I do my fun food trivia videos, there's a lot of history that can go into a lot of what I say. But because I do it on shorts, I try and keep it as short as possible, because attention spans, and also people are they're scroll scroll scroll, and only get so many seconds to catch your attention, right? A good example is I've had quite a few people hop on, hop off on these live streams, and sometimes it's interesting for someone, sometimes it's not. But that's just how it is. All right, chat is still open. Like I said, it's gonna be a short episode today, and like I know, and I've said normally I'd like to do 30 minutes to an hour, but I didn't have a lot of food news today. Hopefully, Saturday when I come back on, I'll have more food news for you. Some more interesting stuff going on, and simply put, your time is just as valuable as anyone else's. So, with that being said, it looks like no one else is joining the stream today. I've got no questions to be asked. So, with that being said, if you catch this later, subscribe.